Thank you. Ms. McManus, we'll start with you for this question. Should the state of Georgia provide incentives to bring jobs to Georgia?
I think in certain cases incentives are appropriate. You know, I've seen, at least on a local level, I've seen too many times where large corporations were considering locating here, but got a better package or a better deal somewhere else, and they went somewhere else. You know, we need to actually keep the door open to almost any possibility to improve our economy. It is all about jobs. It is all about promoting business, and you know, I can't give you a blanket approval or disapproval. I think on a case-by-case basis, yes, we should look at doing that. I wouldn't just put a blanket negative answer on it, but in some cases it would be appropriate.
Mr. Wright?
I think incentives would be fantastic. Obviously, we want business to move here, we want jobs, because anytime you bring in a corporation, anytime you bring in more businesses, obviously people get jobs, obviously that increases our tax base. The people spend money here, the folks that work here spend money here. I know that since running for this district, I have traveled the district looking for businesses in my own district to spend my money, because you know, it's been told to me a long time ago, you dance with the one that brung you. So, you know, if the citizens of District 24 vote to put me in the House, I want to spend my money in District 24. And so to bring business here, to have the employees work here, we get the taxes, we get the money, we get the people.
Mr. Dudgeon?
I was having a discussion with someone involved here in the community, very involved with economic development. I won't mention their name, but they called it playing with nuclear weapons. Basically, all the other states are giving out incentives, and as long as everybody else is doing it, if Georgia doesn't do it, then we become at a competitive disadvantage. In an ideal world, no, we would not be giving out any incentive. Everybody would play fair. The government needs to treat people fairly. But if North Carolina's giving incentive, if Alabama's giving incentive, if Florida's giving incentive, if Tennessee's giving incentive, and Georgia does not, then as Ms. McManus, Mr. Wright pointed out, then we're at a competitive disadvantage. I really don't like that. I don't like the idea of doing it. Is it a necessity? Is it a reality? Is it something practically has to be done? Yes, it does. And as they pointed out, I mean, the number one priority needs to be getting economic development here in the state.
Mr. Wright? Additional comments? Ms. McManus? Mr. Dudgeon? Great. Perfect. Well, I know your local hometown Senator Pearson did tremendous work as the chairman of economic development, and he'll be greatly missed. And it leads into the next question. As a state representative, what will you do to promote economic development for Forsyth County and the state of Georgia? We'll start with you, Mr. Wright.
Provide incentives for business to move here.
Perfect. Mr. Dudgeon?
I think we have to do more than that, because then you get into this game of just playing a favoritism about what businesses you're bringing in. I will expand on my earlier answer about different states. You know, Texas has no income tax, Florida has no income tax. They can get away with that because they have tourism and oil and other sources of revenue. We can't do that. However, we do have the 26th highest corporate income tax rate, so we're not in the top 10. We do have still some onerous regulations on businesses. We need to get rid of all those things. We need to get rid of all that because, again, the ideal situation is that everyone wants to come here without us having to bribe them with incentives. So it's a multi-pronged approach. In the short term, yeah, we have to play with everybody else and give out those incentives. I'm okay doing that. I may have to hold my nose a little bit. But it's a thing that needs to be done. But at the same time, we've got to make Georgia a place where people want to come even without having an incentive. Forsyth County is a great place to live and work. We have an attractive, great educational system, which we need to keep going. Have a great place to live here. People want to come here. We just need to take that final step. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. McManus.
Businesses want to locate where people have money to spend. So again, it comes back to fix our local economy and fix our state economy, eliminate the waste that we have in there, eliminate the corporate income tax, responsible spending habits. Do not put potential businesses into a bureaucracy nightmare of paperwork and filings and doing everything you can possibly do to make it difficult for somebody to run their business. All of these things combined, and incentives as well, all of these things combined will make this an attractive area where people will want to relocate, and it will rebuild our economy. You know, again, it goes back to provide them with an educated workforce, a sound transportation plan, a clean supply of water, and if we do all of those things, the other problems fall into place and fix themselves.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?
I agree, and I mean, seriously, there isn't anything else to add, because that's the point. You really want to create a situation, and I think as Republicans, we're all in agreement that that's what you do. You create a tax base that's low, you let government get out of the way, and you help provide incentives to bring business here.
Gretchen?
I don't have anything